So, we've all been there. You get back from a whole day shoot, sit down to edit, pull your audio in and your talent got all excited, yelled, and your audio's clipped. Setting your gain perfectly to avoid this situation can be a pain, especially in situations where you don't have control over all the variables. With this little guy though, you don't ever have to worry about this ever again, because it can record onboard audio in 32-bit float. This means you can just attach it to your talent and hit record without worrying about setting your gain perfectly beforehand. But let's break down how this works. 32-bit float is a really useful audio format as it captures the full dynamic range of the microphone. This gives you a lot more flexibility in post rather than recording in a standard 24-bit. Essentially, this means that if your audio gets too loud and clips, you can bring the gain down to remove any clipping. Or, if it's super quiet, you can also bring the gain up without also adding a lot of noise to your audio. If you want a more in-depth breakdown of 32-bit float audio, check the link in the description. Now, let's show you how to use it on the Wireless Pro. First, you'll need to pick which recording mode you want to use. To do this, chuck all the units in the charge case, and then just connect it to your phone or computer with a super speed USB cable and open up Rode Central. Click on the transmitter you want to change the settings for, and then click on the cog for the settings menu. Here, we can choose between two different onboard recording modes, always and manual. In always mode, recordings will start as soon as the transmitter turns on and will only stop when the recorder turns off. When you're in this mode, you can start a new recording by pressing the record button. In manual mode, on the other hand, recording will only start and stop when the record button is pressed. Just pick whichever suits your needs best, and you're ready to start shooting. So I've been out, shot a bunch of stuff, and now I'm back ready to grab the audio off my Wireless Pro transmitters. This is also done using Rode Central, so just connect up the transmitters using the charge case to your computer. First, select the transmitter you want to grab the audio off. You'll be presented with a list of all the recordings in the unit. Clicking on any recording will open up the playback window so you can listen back to it. If it's a long recording, you can actually scrub through it quickly using this little bar at the top. Taking a look at the waveform, it does look like I have a few moments where the audio suddenly got loud and may have clipped. Let's just take a quick listen.
Hi guys, and welcome to the channel.
Yeah, it's definitely clipping around there. There are two different ways you can fix this. The first is to export it from Rode Central as a 24-bit file. Just select Custom from the drop-down and then 24-bit from the bit depth field. This is going to normalize the audio for you when it exports, automatically reducing any peaks that go over 0 dB to remove any clicking. One click, job done. It's easy. The second way is to export the audio in the original 32-bit float format. You can then just manually normalize or reduce your gain in post. Just make sure, however, that your editing software supports 32-bit float files. Most of them do. To do this, just select 32-bit float from the drop-down, hit export, and dump that file into your editing software. I mainly work with DaVinci Resolve, but this process is pretty similar across video editing softwares. So I've put the audio track in the timeline. As you can see on the waveform, it's definitely clipping at a few points. I'll just cut out the section that's clipping, select the whole audio track, right-click, and select Normalize Audio Levels. For my workflow, I generally use -1 dBFS as the desired level. Now, as you can see, all the clipping is gone from the waveform. You may still want to fine-tweak these gain levels, however, before exporting your final cut. And that's the magic of 32-bit float audio. No need to worry about setting your gain levels because you can always fix it in post. If you're having any issues though, or you just want some more information, drop us a comment or check out the user guide link below. See you next time.